Hello, my friends. My name is Jack Ducard. Welcome to Sentinel Circle. I am very honored and privileged to have you here today. If you like my content, please like and subscribe. Please share the videos with those who can help you, or those that you can help, I should say. And please comment or email me all your stories. I like to read all of them. If you have something negative to say, please write it, send it to me. I'll read that too. Every little bit helps, and I appreciate you being here to help. Thank you. So I have a section of video I want to talk about today, and this is not really a men's issue per se, but it struck me. It's a conversation starter. It's by the man by the name of Artak. If I'm butchering that, I'm sorry. I'm going to post the link to the video, and it's only a section of his video, but it's very interesting to me. It's about work from home, and there's a part in it. I watched the whole video. A lot of it doesn't really apply because he's talking about other things, but the work from home aspect. There was a part of it that he talked about that really caught me. It made me think. So we're gonna switch over the video. I'm gonna start it, and we'll just we'll see where it goes from here. Okay.
Thing. Work from home. As you can see, this guy here is enjoying working from home with his dog, who is somehow furiously set on looking at these spreadsheets.
Oh dear.
We all know it, we all love it, and the stats prove it. Work from home is preferred by 65% of people, 32% prefer hybrid work, and only 3% would say they would want to never work from home. Work from home is extraordinarily popular.
Okay,
Not only can you work with your dog, but if you have kids, it's easier to spend more time with them, even if they look really annoying. By the way, both this kid and this mom
He's
are
entertaining,
my
I'll give him
target
that.
They're both H-Rock viewers. And you'd be surprised, she's the one spamming Glizzy Coffee Cat, and he's the one saying arbitrage on Reddit. But the main reason people prefer work from home is in an environment where housing costs get more and more expensive and you have to live farther and farther away from work is the terrible commutes. Going into the office via commute is miserable. Housing prices continue to rise, people have to live farther away, they commute in. People are stuck and they are stressed and having real health costs. There is literally a physical and psychological toll that comes from these brutal commutes that are getting longer and longer. And so they're happy with the idea of being able to work from home whenever possible.
So just to stop it there. To basically announce myself. I technically am a remote worker. I work out of my house, but I'm a field worker. I work out in the field. I don't sit at my house all day working on work. I have to go to different clients and I repair machines basically in my job. So I am stuck in traffic almost all day, going to different sites. So I'm not sitting there and saying that this isn't lost to me. I mean, if possible, work from home, go nuts, but my empathy for this is kind of like I've been doing it for so long that like it doesn't faze me, you know what I mean? So
capacity. This woman is out with an I hate commuting poster. We'll talk more about her later. But with all of this data and all of these good reasons to prefer work from home for some subset of people, the problem comes with the increased competition for the few remote jobs that exist. Right. This is from 8 months ago at Our Jobs. Remote jobs have a ton of competition. Will this die down or is it the new normal? Anytime I put in for a remote job, the job's get 400 or 1,000 plus applicants.
It's going to get worse.
Nowadays, a remote job goes on LinkedIn, you might get 4 4,000 other applicants. Right. The level of people clamoring for the few remote jobs left is getting insane.
Right.
Stats show that only 20% of all postings on LinkedIn are remote jobs, but they get over half of all applications. Yep. That's millions more people applying for the same of them are not even remote jobs.
American
Another
workers.
salvo has been fired in this remote work war this past week. This is CEO of Amazon, Andy Jassy. He became CEO of Amazon after Jeff Bezos had the world's biggest midlife crisis and decided to go and buy a gigantic super
yacht. I apologize. You're gonna see an abrupt cut. The reason why is there was some swearing involved. I sincerely apologize. We try not to swear on this channel. I've been known to swear up a storm, but this is, swearing activates different parts of the mind. I don't want those parts of the mind activated, so that's why we are strict on the whole no swearing thing. Okay, so I apologize for that for anybody who sees what happened. Okay, folks. So you're gonna notice a cut. The reason for that is because the video was getting too long, and I didn't want to watch this whole portion because we've heard all the arguments about returning to work and all that stuff. So I cut the video to kind of skip to the point that I wanted to talk about, and it's really a small little segment, but it's profound to me that Adiak came up with this theory. I didn't think of it. And I want to give him credit, but after thinking about it, I think that this is very important. So let's continue on with the video here.
Amazon do this? Are they really so stupid, so short-sighted? They didn't think they would get this backlash from their employees.
Never
I want to present an alternate theory. An alternate theory is that they were very well aware this would happen. And in fact, what is going on here is what you might call a stealth layoff.
Bingo.
If Amazon announces mass layoffs of white-collar employees, that looks bad for the stock. It looks bad for the company. It's a sign of slowing growth. It's a sign of bad times. If they instead refocus, if they're going, we're focusing on our core mission, we're bringing everybody back into office to grind harder. That sounds good. And if a bunch of people quit, all the better. Especially when you think, rather than laying off a bunch of people and having to pay them months of severance, they can just watch workers leave of their own volition. Especially because they basically left open the possibility that if enough people don't quit voluntarily, they're probably going to fire them anyway. Right. A second part of this stealth layoff is this. This is one of the Amazon headquarters. Amazon headquarters like this exist in a lot of cities across the country, and all of them have enormous tax breaks. Amazon is the king of getting a city to pay them to set up a headquarters there. And the reason cities do this is because if Amazon puts a headquarters in your downtown, all of those new well-off employees spend money. They go to the local coffee shop. They have an ethnically diverse pizza party. It makes your downtown more upscale. It gentrifies it. It brings a lot of new people in. It brings more tax revenue. And that is why towns are willing to offer all these tax breaks. They want to get an Amazon headquarters. However, a lot of those tax breaks are contingent on a certain number of jobs that are not remote. A lot of cities are saying, hey, we paid you this money. You set up these headquarters and they're empty. And so all these cities are coming. The tax man is coming knocking. And Amazon is liable for hundreds of millions of dollars unless they get everyone back into the office. Now that is an explanation that makes a lot more.
Okay, so let's take it two-pronged approach. We'll talk about the tax advantages for one. It's been known that in order to attract a business, you had to offer some kind of tax advantage, okay? And the whole theory behind that is the economic boom from bringing like an Amazon or an Apple or whatever, and bringing their campuses to your city more than makes up the tax revenue because everybody else is getting taxed. And is it right? Is it fair? No, but at the end of the day, these massive companies, just by having a presence there, does impact the local community significantly. And that's why these cities, they go to places like Amazon, Apple, all that stuff, and say, hey, you come here, we'll give you all these benefits, all these breaks, because they want these buildings, these headquarters, whatever, they want them there. It's supposed to bring all this money in. It's kind of like a mini gold rush in a way. But I've never heard anybody really discuss this part of the work from home. If everyone's working from home, then the whole tax credit thing, I'm going to switch over here. The whole tax credit thing really doesn't help. The whole point of having these businesses show up is so that way people are downtown, they're buying lunch, they're buying coffee, they're paying the transit to come in, or if they're driving, they're paying the congestion tax to get in. It's a way to kind of milk the money out of the people in a way. You'll never see that for small and medium-sized businesses, but it's always the big businesses where you get that kind of tax break. It's also free press too. It's nice to see Amazon's headquarters is now going to be in Austin, Texas, or wherever. But the other aspect, the stealth layoff, that's also an interesting theory, and hearing it now, again, it makes sense, because Elon Musk, when he took over Twitter, he showed the world that, and again, like him or hate him, that's not this video, but he did show the world that you can run a business like Twitter with, what was it, 1/8, 1/10 the staff. Realistically, to run a business like Twitter, or name your business. No two businesses are alike, but let's take Twitter. Okay, Twitter, or X as it's now called, it's just a website. Okay, all you need is a couple programmers, a couple moderators, and some infrastructure. That's it. Infrastructure is probably handled by AWS or some other hosting company that's worldwide. Okay, cloud computing. Okay, you may have an IT department that you hate because it costs you more money than you think they're worth. Whatever. Okay, the point is you don't need these bloated staffs. I mean, we've seen video after video after video on TikTok and Instagram of all the corporate girlies running around saying, this is a day of work for me, and half the time they're freaking eating. They may do 10 minutes of work and they're making $100 and some odd $1,000 a year. Like, let's be realistic here. These companies want to cut the fat. This is a great opportunity. I mean, when COVID first hit, a lot of people used that opportunity to accelerate their plans for cutting fat. Look at Burger Clown. They cut 3/4 of their menu when COVID hit, saying that, we need to focus on our core business, all that stuff. They were going to do it anyways, but it was going to be a slow rollout, whereas COVID gave them the excuse to say, okay, let's do it right now. And I guarantee everyone in this community that a lot of people knew about COVID before it became COVID. I mean, I remember I got sick the December before COVID-19 hit, and it was probably the worst flu I've ever had in my life. And I remember people person after person coming up and telling me the same exact thing, and we're all doing the math in our head thinking, well, maybe that was COVID, because remember, in December of that year, what was it, 2019? Because 2020 was like COVID really like clamped down. It was that March, and then we had the presidential election in 2020. So yeah, it would have been 2019. And the reason why they call it COVID-19 it was discovered in 2019. But I think it went further than everybody realized, you know. And this was before they did all the COVID testing. And like I said, that December, COVID was like furthest from everybody's mind. I didn't hear about COVID-19 until I think January of 2020. You know, but it gave people permission to do what they were already planning on doing. And I think this whole return to work thing is, again, a way to give people permission to lay all these people off. Because Twitter gave all these big businesses the permission to cut half their staff at the very minimum. And I say, a part of me is sad. No one should ever lose their job. But at the same time, seeing all those TikToks and Instagrams and shorts of all the women, you know, treating their work like a college term was just, it made me, because I work hard, you know, I work very hard, and it made me angry. You know, they were getting paid more than me, and they were doing less work than me, and it was like a giant party for them. You know, and they got to travel to all these hotspots, and I know I'd never be able to get a job like that. You know, and they had all these titles like product innovator or whatever, and all it was marketing. It was just they were all marketing jobs, basically. You know, and it really just drove me up a wall seeing those videos. And I'm sure everyone in my audience here, they probably saw those videos too, and it drove them up a wall. Assuming, you know, that really bothered you. I can't speak for everybody, but at least I know in my heart, I was upset seeing that. You know, and I'm sure the companies, you know, they're not stupid. They see that stuff. They saw it, and they realized it was actually becoming bad press. You know, and the problem is a layoff is also bad press. You know, but if people are voluntarily leaving because they're not wanting to work from home, or they're not wanting to work in an office, that's actually, in a way, it's more against the employees than it is the employers. Because at the end of the day, a business will always do whatever is in their best interest. Okay, that's like standard. You know, and I hate to say it like that. I really wish that we lived in a society that, you know, we could all tell the truth, but we can't. It's all about perception. It's all about looks. You know, you go onto Instagram, you see these, I wouldn't call them beautiful, but some people would, these beautiful influencers who are riding around in private jets and, you know, driving around in fancy cars, but you only see a snapshot in their life. You'll never see the dirty, degrading things they have to do to get to that point. And if they're willing to go to the middle of Dubai and do some really disgusting, depraved things, then they can keep all that. I'm good. I am really good with not having to deal with it. But my point is, my friends, is I never thought of it this way. And my hope is, now that I've presented it to you, it gives you, I don't know, like an idea, you know, something to think about. Because to me, it's very interesting. It's very, very interesting that it's not being talked more about. And I think what it boils down to is, you know, it's we're going to see, I think the layoffs are going to get worse. And again, they're not going to be called layoffs. They're just going to be called employees don't want to work from the office. And honestly, it's because a lot of them moved away. And this is why we're seeing housing prices all over the place skyrocket. They moved away to someplace cheaper with the money that they had from those sales. And they can't go back to the office because they live too far away now. I think, you know, we're going to be suffering from the consequences of COVID for at least a generation. And what's even more messed up in it is in a couple of years, we're going to have another financial crisis, you know, another generational event out of all the generational events that have occurred during the millennials' time. You know, it seems like it's happening more and more. That's very interesting to me. You know, and I find how it's all happening at around the 2020s and soon the 2030s. You know. Anyways, I've been going on for long enough. I know this is a shorter video. It's simply because it's not that I don't like this guy. It's just I wanted to get to the point, you know, and we don't need to hear retreaded topics. So if you have an idea or a theory, I'm all ears. I know we're not going to solve the problem. There's no solving it, but at the very least we could talk about it and, you know, discuss it. Like, what else are we going to do? Anyways, my name is Jack Descartes. This is Sentinel Circle. Please, if you like this video, you like what I do here, like and subscribe. Send me an email or comment below. If you send me an email, if you want, you can remain anonymous. I will guarantee that. But the comments are public. I'm not going to censor those. And if you feel my videos are going to help someone, please share them. You know, we like to have everybody of all walks of life here. You know, here we're all equal. We're all brothers. We're all hopefully gonna march in unison to whatever it is we're marching to. You know, we're here to bring everybody up, not push down. You know, because together we can achieve great things. Anyways, have a good day. Bye.